You and Your Young Child, a program of information and services available for you and your child from prenatal to age 5. You and Your Young Child has been brought to you in part by Sternberg Museum of Natural History, also by The Dentist.
Stop! Where are we going?
The Sternberg!
Don't get left behind. We're waiting for you here at the Sternberg Museum, where there's always new opportunities for
Discovery under the dome.
Come discover a one-of-a-kind dental center for the whole family at The Dentist. Dr. Melinda Miner and Dr. Michael Holmberg and their warm and friendly staff love working with children of all ages to help keep everyone smile happy and healthy. They recommend children start seeing the dentist by age 1. The Dentist is now accepting new patients, children, and their families. Visit them at 1010 Downing Avenue in Hayes or online at thedentistinhayes.com.
Hello, and welcome to You and Your Young Child, the program devoted to early childhood. My name is Dana Stanton, and I'm the coordinator of Early Childhood Grants for USD 489. And with me today is Shannon Demel. Good morning, Shannon.
Good morning.
Now, first of all, Shannon, tell us what organization you work for and what do you do there?
I work for USD 489, and I am a principal at Laughlin Elementary.
Now, there's a big thing, I guess, coming up around on the horizon. You know, we're still at the very tail end of the school year, but next fall is going to be kindergarten for some little ones here in our community. So we're here today to talk about kindergarten and the process of getting enrolled. So I guess my first question is, how old does a child have to be in kindergarten this coming fall in August?
They have to be 5 years old. There's a cutoff date, but if in August they have to be 5 prior to the start of the school year. So
okay. Now I know that you just don't show up on that first day. So there's some activities this spring that will help parents get to kindergarten. So I guess those are called Kindergarten Roundup, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us about those.
We have Kindergarten Roundup, and what we do is we invite all of the parents, people that have contacted. We open it up, we publicize it, and anyone that has an incoming kindergartner will come to the Kindergarten Roundup. They will receive a packet of information. And then they also have the opportunity to tour any school that they can do that at any time this spring, either before or after Roundup, to kind of get a prospective school in mind and see what is a good fit for their family.
Now, after you attend the Roundup, you went to Roundup, you chose your school. Are you done? Are you ready to go to kindergarten in the fall?
No, you are not. Okay. So at Kindergarten Roundup, you will get this packet of information that has, it has a cover letter from the district explaining some of the prerequisite things. We call it a matriculation form, so we have to have a lot of information.
Matriculation is a big word. We're going to say the big packet.
The big packet. It has a lot of information. We have to have immunization records. All incoming kindergartners need to have a vision screening, a dental screening, as well as a well check or a physical
of some kind.
Yes, and so all of that paperwork is in this packet that they will also get. And then there is something that we are adding this year is a kindergarten readiness sheet. So that has some, actually I'm going to pull that out and reference it, but it kind of looks at the child as a whole and kind of helps you to know, because we have a lot of summer birthdays or late birthdays, and a lot of times there's that bubble question of are they ready, are they not?
Our oldest, it was right there on the bubble. Do we wait? Do we send him?
Yes.
Is he old enough? Yeah.
And we have a lot of students like that, and so this checklist is kind of helping us look at the child as a whole, social, emotional, whether or not they can take care of themselves in some regards, how they communicate, physical, motor developments, and then also, which most people think of probably first and foremost, is the academic. But as we know, dealing with young children, if we don't have all of those parts taken care of, the academics are very difficult to get in place. So that is something else that is new to our packet this year, to kind of help parents that are maybe questioning whether or not their student is ready. And then also that gives even those who are ready, gives them a little bit of time to kind of go through this checklist and say, my child can do
work
this.
on this.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, I know we have lots of schools, lots of elementary schools in the district. I think you talked about this briefly, but can you choose any school? I mean, do you have to choose the school that's closest to your home, or can you go with a school across town?
We actually have school choice in Hayes. Now, with that being said, just because you choose that school doesn't guarantee you a spot. A large portion of it depends on availability in the classrooms. Something that we look at first is whether or not there are siblings in the building, and that's,
maybe a priority.
Yes, that is a big priority for us to try to keep families together. And, when we have elementary, middle school, and high school age children, parents are making a lot of stops. So we want to make sure that that is a top priority for if we've got 2 elementary kiddos, and that we do our best to keep them together. And then we look at a variety of different things, and a lot of it is just availability. A lot of it kind of helps us keep our neighborhood schools, but you do have the choice to choose, but that
if they like
need
that
to make
Mrs.
sure
Demel that was on the TV, they could
yes,
come to.
Absolutely.
Oh, all right.
So it does not guarantee, but so it's a very good idea for parents to have, maybe in their mind what their second and third choice may be if that school were to fill up.
Talking about choices, you talked about this briefly. Is it okay, once again, for parents to say, I really don't know anything. This is my first child going into the school system here. I don't know anything about the schools. So it is okay for them to make appointments or go to the kindergarten roundups to see more and learn more about the schools.
Absolutely. We highly encourage new parents or first-time kindergarten parents to take a tour, because the building is about making sure it's a good fit for your family and a good fit for your child. And at this point, the parents know their child the best and what would work best for their environment and things like that. So we very much so encourage parents to get out there and visit schools, especially if they don't know the schools or not familiar with the schools.
Now, is it appropriate when you're touring schools to bring your prospective kindergartner with you?
Yes, we do that a lot. Let them see the room, kind of check things out. It's a big, scary place to them when they, in preschool, they're used to going to one room in one spot, and they're kind of, trapped in that area, so to speak. And then they get into this big school, and it's like, whoa. So it's very good for them to see the school.
Now, what about the kindergarten roundup? Is this a place where you bring your child, or is this just a parents only thing?
Kindergarten roundup is a parents only, because we're giving a lot of information. We want to make sure that the parents, I have a 3-year-old, and I know my attention is not where it needs to be when he is around. So we do ask that it is just parents, so that they can ask questions and receive the knowledge.
Okay. Now, if someone has more information and they just have more questions than we've covered here today, is there a contact person or phone number that they can call?
Yes, they can contact Sarah Wassinger at the board office, and that number is 623-2400, and she will be able to help direct them in any way that they need to. And for appointments for tours, they can just contact the schools directly, and all of those are found on our websites.
Now, the schedule for the roundups, are those on the USD 489
yes,
website?
The date, the time and date, which is March 22nd at 6:30 at the Hayes High Cafeteria. That information is on our district website as well, on the homepage.
Wonderful. It was wonderful information. Thank you so much, Shannon.
Thank you.
You've been watching You and Your Young Child, the program devoted to early childhood. Parents, remember, you are your child's first and best teacher. Thank you.
You and Your Young Child, a program of information and services available for you and your child from prenatal to age 5. You and Your Young Child has been brought to you in part by Sternberg Museum of Natural History, also by The Dentist.